Hey everybody, and welcome back to my channel, Abiding Farmhouse. I am so glad you're here. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I asked y'all, I think a little over a week ago, if you had any more questions. I did one of these a while back, and every time I ask, I get more and more questions. So I will go ahead and tell you in advance, I probably will not get to every single question, just to keep this video from getting too long. So anyway, I'm going to answer as many as I can and get your questions answered. There's some really fun ones this time, and some kind of hard questions, some fun questions, so make sure y'all stay tuned for this whole video so that you can see all of these questions and answers. First of all, if you're new to my channel, my name is Shasta. I'm a homeschooling mom to 8 kiddos. I have all girls, and we are currently expecting baby number 9 August 1st of this year, which I think will be a July baby because I never make it to my due date. So I'm excited to share all of that with y'all. My anatomy scan is in 2 weeks. Actually, it's about a week now. It's coming up quick, about a week and a half or so. Anyway, I'm excited to share all the pregnancy things with y'all. I know everybody likes to see what's in your hospital diaper bag, all of that fun stuff. So I'm so excited to share all of these videos, labor vlogs. So if you want to stay tuned for all of that and you don't want to miss a video, just go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below and turn on that little notification bell so that you never miss a new video of mine. My husband and I have been married for 15 years. It's almost 16 years this coming May 28th. We married 16 years. It's kind of hard to believe. But here on this channel, I love to share my passion for Christ, homeschooling, day in the life vlogs, mommy things, all kinds of fun stuff. So I just love to have you here as part of our YouTube family. All right, so the first question comes from Marcy, and she said, what does Josh do for a living? And what do the older girls think of you having a YouTube channel? I love watching your family. Thank you, Marcy. So Josh, he actually owns a grading business. He has been in business for himself for quite a while now. So he does grading and things like that. And then also he is an associate pastor at our local church. This coming summer is appointment time for like pastors coming up to new churches and things like that. So more than likely we'll have a church of our own by this coming summer. He'll probably be pastoring a church full time, but also he'll still be doing his grading business on the side, just for more income since we are a large family and things like that. So yeah, he has a grading business and also is in ministry. And as far as the girls and what they think about me doing my YouTube channel, they don't mind at all. They actually love it, and they are actually kind of my little encouragers, because when I started my YouTube channel 2, 3, 4 years ago, whenever it was, it's been a long time, I would make a video here and there and I'd put my camera down for like a month at a time, and they would be like, you should vlog today, mommy, you should do that, you should do that. So they were always like, you should vlog today. And it just got me thinking, you know what, maybe I should vlog today. So I think they really enjoy it. Now that my girls have gotten older though, they don't like being on camera anymore. If I put them on the spot now, they get shy. And when they were smaller, they would laugh and joke and play on the camera, but now they just kind of, like my 15 and 13-year-old especially, they're just like, Mama, don't video me. But my little kids, I mean, they jump right in the camera. They're little camera hogs when I turn it on. I guess that's just all little kids. But yeah, they enjoy it, and I'm glad they do. All right, next question comes from Sophie, and she said, tips for succeeding on YouTube as a busy mom. I like to keep my family my top priority, but I also want to do well on here. Seems like there's just not enough time in the day. And you're right. It seems like there's never enough time in the day. And my family is definitely top priority. So I've told y'all this before. If something happens, or if somebody doesn't feel well, things like that, then vlogging gets pushed to the side, because I enjoy this. I enjoy talking to y'all, but family is my top priority. So that does come first. But it has just been fun to pick up the camera and just vlog our days. It really does not take a lot to do that, honestly, because you're not filming your whole 24-hour day. You know, people are just seeing little snips from your morning, afternoon, evening, things like that, nighttime routines, whatever you want to share. So you don't have a camera in your hand all day, I would say, but you would keep the camera on you, and if there's something you want to video at that time, you just pick it up and start videoing. It has just been so much fun to share, and the girls absolutely love at nights to sometimes sit down and watch all of our older videos. I enjoy that too. I love seeing how much the girls have grown and just having those sweet memories. I remember when I was a little girl, my grandpa would carry one of those like big video recorders up on his shoulder. I mean, those things were like big, y'all. Like he would carry on his shoulder, and this was before YouTube, of course. But he would video us outside playing and things like that. And we had our little cassette tapes that we would sit down and we would watch. And it was just so much fun watching what we looked like we were little and what we were doing, all that fun stuff. So I'm thankful for YouTube. I'm thankful that it's there as a resource for our family videos. And also I think it's an encouragement for other moms out there. So it's just a blessing all the way around. So yeah, I encourage you, if you do have time to do YouTube, to do it and just see how it goes. All right, the next question comes from Charity, and she says, what made you decide not to do teaching textbooks for high school math? That's funny that you asked, because if you go back and watch a vlog, I want to say it's like a week ago, we are now doing teaching textbooks for math. So with my oldest daughter, she's 15, and we have been doing that with her since she was in 3rd grade. 9th grade, we decided to try something new for whatever reason. So we actually have tried 2 different curriculums this 9th grade year. Both of them did not work out for her. So we are right back where we started teaching textbooks. I kind of wish that we never would have switched and that we would have just stuck with it. But I guess you live and you learn. You don't know until you try something, and it's not the end of the world. So we're back at teaching textbooks, my very favorite math curriculum. So yeah, we are using it for high school, and we will continue to use it as far as I can see. Alright, Megan says, I need your budget help. I just don't know how y'all do it, because with 2 animals, it's just a bunch. So I'm going to start with saying that God has always provided for our needs. With every child, we have put it in His hands and left it up to Him, and just trusted Him wholeheartedly with providing. Now, there has been some times that money was really tight. I mean, like really tight and things like that. But we have never, ever done without, ever. And then there's times where we have more than enough, you know, and we can go out and we can spend a little extra and things like this. I always tell people in here, just live within your means. If there's something you can't do, if you can't afford, then don't do it, you know. I think one of our hardest things to budget, though, because I'm going to go ahead and say we're not like an extravagant family. We don't take all of these extravagant vacations. We don't do all of these extravagant things. We're really simple people. So we have our kids and we have our animals. But the animals take hardly any money. All we have is 3 cows, some chickens, and 1 dog. And the cows pretty much just kind of eat out in the pasture. They have hay, all of that stuff. The dog, all he needs is dog food, and chickens are easy as well. So it does not take a lot. But one of our hardest things to budget, I think, is groceries and food. That is something that I struggle with staying within a budget, just because we are such a big family and it takes a lot to feed us. And that's one thing that I'm okay with if we go outside of that budget, because it's food. I mean, you know, we're going to eat it. We're going to use it. I know I'm not very much help on the budgeting part of things. I've never been a really good person to budget. You can ask my husband this. I'm just not the best at it. That's not my strong suit, but I do the best I can, and I know what we have to spend and what we don't have to spend, and we just kind of go from there. Okay, this next question comes from Brittany, and it's a really fun question. I've been so excited to answer this one. It says, if you could predict your girls' future careers or paths based on their likes today, what would you imagine they do? And this one is a pretty easy one for me. So it's harder for the little ones, because, you know, they're kind of all over the place with what they want to do, but it's easy for my older ones. So my oldest daughter, she has just like a very laid back personality, and she's very into music. She's been playing violin for years. She has been part of all county, first chair, all of that good stuff. I'm not sure if she's going to be an actual music teacher or if she'll be, you know, I don't know, but I know it's going to be something to do with music, and that's what she is looking forward to. So that's what we're kind of basing all of her homeschool around, and trying to get her geared towards that for college or whatever she wants to do after high school in her music career. Daughter Allie, she's 13. I really think that she's going to do something with the babies. Ever since she was little, she has loved babies. When I have a newborn baby, she wants to feed the baby, change the baby, pick out the baby's clothes, get the baby dressed, all of that stuff. And she has even mentioned that she would love to work with the babies after they're born in the hospital, to be a nurse. So I could really see her doing that. I could see her working in some kind of career with babies, whether it be a pediatrician, a nurse. She really adores the fact of the doctors deliver the babies and the nurses get to take the babies and give them their baths and you know, get to take care of them their first like hour or so of life. So I think that's what she would do. I think it would be something to do with babies. And then Emily, my 10-year-old, she is very much into photography. She loves to get a camera or my phone and go outside and take pictures of everything and then edit those pictures. She loves to take her tablet and take pictures and make videos and like take clips and put them together. So she is very, very creative when it comes to photography and video and all of that stuff. So I really think she's going to have a career in that. That is definitely her biggest interest and likes. And then Holly, she's my 7-year-old, and she is so funny. She has already told me, she said, Mama, when I grow up, I'm going to be a mama and I'm going to go through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru. So she is just hilarious. She is my sassy girl, and that's all she has ever talked about is wanting to be a mama and have her own babies and go through Chick-fil-A drive-thru, because you know you can't be a mama if you don't go through Chick-fil-A drive-thru, right? So yeah, I think that's what she's going to do. And then right now, my little ones like Amy, Bethany, Natalie, and Everly, they're just really into like just dancing and ballet and arts and crafts and things like that. So once they get a little bit older, I'll kind of figure out their personality a little more about where they're geared to and what their real talent is. But right now, they're 6 and under, and they just love to have fun and dance. So if you probably were to ask them right now, one would probably be a ballet dancer, one would probably be an artist. I think Bethany has said she wanted to be a chef. Just cute little stuff like that. All right, next question comes from Charity, and she says, I'm considering homeschooling my high school daughter. I'm really praying about it. How are you liking your high school curriculum, and what do you use for Bible? I just found your channel and love it. Thank you, Charity. So we are loving our high school curriculum. For English, we are using Ace Pace now. And then we used our Essentials in Writing program. She's already finished that. Master books for U.S. History, Apologia for Biology, Master books for Logic. I'm trying to think of all of her subjects right now off the top of my head. And we're using Christian Light Education for her Bible credit. But she also does have her own very personal Bible time and time with the Lord in the evenings as part of her Bible. She's actually started in the book of Genesis, and she has been reading through. I'm not sure which book she's in now, but she has taken it upon herself to read through the book of the Bible. So yeah, to answer your question, we are loving our high school curriculum. All right, next question comes from Kylee, and she says, have you ever thought about traveling with the girls? We would love to take a road trip across the country, but it's so hard with little ones. Also, have your girls ever played any sports? So we've never really thought about traveling too far with the girls. We do like to go places that maybe take 3 or 4 hours to get there, and maybe stay a couple of nights, things like that. We do pretty simple things. So no, we never really thought about traveling, even though that would be fun. And maybe when the girls get a little bit older, maybe we could consider that. But right now, not really. The girls ever played any sports? Yes, my oldest daughter, Kylee. Of course, I feel like your first kid gets to do all the things because they're the first kid. So at one time she was taking ballet and a dance class, and she was actually on the competition team with them. And then she was also taking softball. So she was taking 2 things at one time, and she really enjoyed those. But then when she got a little bit older, like I said, we kind of found out what her real interests were. I think she was about between 8 and 10, I want to say. She started showing interest in the violin. So we actually found one for free, and just to see if she really liked it. She did. She played it, and then she's of course got to upgrade since then to better violins. So yeah, she did play sports at one time. Let's see, did Allie play sports? Allie was in dance as well. She took ballet. Emily never showed any interest in dance at all. So yeah, they've done some different things over the years, but like I said, for some reason, it seems like your first kid gets to do all the things. And then once you start having more kids, you kind of scale it back a little bit. But yeah, so I want all the girls to do what they're really interested in. Right now, Kylie's interested in violin, so that's what she's doing. Allie's into art, so I'm going to try to really like pour into that with some kind of really good art curriculum or something. And Emily is into piano, so she takes piano lessons. So that's my 3 oldest girls right now. Once my other ones get a little bit older and show interest in something, then we'll get them involved in that as well. So Patty says, so I am new here, but saw a post about an ultrasound to find out what baby number 9 is, another boy or a girl. So baby number 9 is a girl. We are having another girl, and we've kind of had that confirmed twice. We had blood work at 9 weeks, and then we also had a ultrasound at almost 15 weeks. Both said girl. So we'll have our anatomy scan close to 2 weeks to confirm once again a girl. So we're excited to welcome another little girl to our family. All right, so Natasha, she says, can you post the ages of all of your kids again? As I know you have Everly and Natalie that are 19 months and 3, but I forget the ages of the rest. Yes, okay, so And somebody actually has already asked me to name out all the girls' names anyway. So I'll start from my oldest and go down. So Kylee, she is 15. Allie is 13. Emily is 10. Holli is 7. Amy is 6. Bethany is 5. Natalie is 3. And Everly will be 2 on Tuesday. So you're going to watch this video Thursday, the 4th. She's going to be 2 on Tuesday, March the 9th. So I'm about to have a little 2-year-old. And then we're expecting a newborn this summer. All right, Megan says, where do you live? I am jealous of the warm weather. Megan, we live in South Carolina. And the weather here is really, really crazy. Some days it may be 49 degrees. And then you might wake up the next day and it'll be 72 for that day. That's the South for you. But yes, I've been thankful for the warm weather we've had here lately. The other day it was really cold. But today we're going to have a sunny day. And tomorrow... So we're going to enjoy this weather. So yes, we are in South Carolina. All right, so next question is from Latoya, and she says, hi, I'm new. You have a beautiful family. Thank you, Latoya. And she said, is this going to be your last baby? Is it hard to have time for yourself? So I'm really not sure if this is going to be our last baby. I think I've said a few babies ago, this is going to be our last baby. And of course it wasn't, because we had more after that. So I never like to say, this is my last baby. I never want to take the blessing of having another child for granted and say, personally, I don't want to say I'm done having kids, because it's such a blessing to be able to carry them and to be able to raise them up. So I'm not sure. As of right now, maybe, but I can't say for sure. And is it hard to find time for yourself? Sometimes, yes. Especially with homeschooling, you know, we're always together, but I love that. I'm the kind of person that I don't like to be alone anyway. But if I'm just feeling overwhelmed, then Josh is a superstar and he'll take over and let me get out of the house and go shop or get a coffee or do whatever I want to do. So yeah, I do find time for myself when I want to, but a lot of times I just don't really want to. I enjoy being home, and with the kids. All right, the next question comes from Geraldine, and I'm sorry if I'm saying your name wrong. She said, have you always lived in South Carolina? What's your favorite place you've traveled? If you could have a day at home by yourself, what would you do all day? Yes, I have always lived in South Carolina my whole life. My favorite place that I have traveled is Tennessee. I absolutely love Tennessee. I told Josh if we did not live in South Carolina, then Tennessee would be my other top pick to live. I love it there. And if I could be at home all day by myself, what would I do? And honestly, I'm not the person that can just sit all day. I don't know, my mind just starts racing. I think about all the things I've got to do. So honestly, if I was home all day, I would probably clean the house. I'll probably like literally clean it from top to bottom. And just, I don't know, there's some kind of satisfaction in just having everything clean, even if it only lasts for a few minutes. So if Josh were to take the girls out for morning tonight, I would literally probably just get everything really clean, tidied, organized the way I want to, and just get everything done. Because, you know, it's hard to do that when you have little ones at home, because they either need something or they need you, and things get out of place. So that's probably what I would do. And if I had time, I may even squeeze in a nap. I don't know. But that's probably what I would do if I was home all day by myself. All right, the next question comes from Amy, and she says, what is your favorite Crockpot meal? How do you keep your kids focused on school and God? Favorite Crockpot meal? That is so easy. We love Mississippi pot roast. I don't know if I remember, I'll try to link a recipe down below, but it's called Mississippi pot roast, and it is delicious. And keeping the girls focused on homeschool and God is a lot easier to keep my older kids focused than it is my little ones. It's something they kind of know they have to get done, so I don't really have to pressure it into them, except for my little ones. It's like a constant reminder, okay, we got to sit down, do your school, we got to sit down. And keeping them focused on God, that is just something that we talk about. That's just something we just talk about and live out every day of our lives. They go to church, and we have Bible studies here at home every evening with Josh. We have a devotion as a family and prayer time and all of that stuff. So that is a way that I can keep them focused on God. So my little ones that can't read the Bible yet, I like to have them sit down and do copy work of scripture sometimes out of the Bible. And even though they can't technically read it yet, it's just something about writing it, and then we read it together and things like that. Okay, so Rebecca says, if you could have a mama's day out by yourself, what would you do, where would you go, and what would you eat? That would be fun. Let's see. All right, so here's what I would do if I had a mom's day out all by myself all day. I would go shopping. I love to shop, even though I don't go crazy and spend like tons of money. I love going into stores and just looking at things. I love looking at all the new cute things. So I'd probably go shopping. And then I'd probably go to Panera Bread. I've actually never been to Panera Bread, but I've heard so many people talk about how good it is, and I want to try it so bad. We don't have one here locally, but we do have one about 35 minutes away. So that's probably what I would do. I would probably go try Panera Bread and go shopping. And maybe get my nails done, because I don't do that often. I do that maybe once a year, and it's been well over a year since I've done it. So I'd probably go get my nails done too. All right, Raising 3 Arrows said, do you have any hobbies that you enjoy, and what do you love most about being a mama? So my favorite hobby right now is YouTube. I absolutely love making videos and talking to all of you in the comments. That is just so much fun to me. Can I just be like cliche and say I love everything about being a mama? I'm kind of like Holly. When I was a little girl, that's all I wanted to do was play with babies, and I dreamed of being a mama, and I would name my baby girls, my baby dolls, and all that stuff. So I just love everything about being a mama. I just love, it's just so rewarding to be able to train up your child and to watch them grow and to see how much they are like you or like their dad and things like that. And just raising them up and training them in the ways of the Lord. I absolutely love it. And do I have any tips for struggling readers? I do have a struggling reader actually, and that's why I switched to Christian Light Education for her, because I've heard so many great things about it with helping their kids to read. And she does have a thing where she's writing her letters and sentences backwards. So I'm trying something new for her, but she is getting better. She is getting better at looking at the words and trying to sound them out instead of just guessing. She would just look at a word and then she would kind of guess by looking at a picture. And we're trying to work through that about actually sounding a word out and how it sounds and all of that stuff. So for a struggling reader, I think they'll eventually get it. I know they'll eventually get it. So just hang in there. And if you need to switch your curriculum and try it. I'm personally going to be trying Christian Light Education for her and just going to work through that slowly and get her reading where she's comfortable on her own. And I'll let y'all know how that works and how we like it. All right, Lacey says, hey, what are your must-haves for your delivery and hospital bag and baby must-haves? These kind of questions are so much fun to me. I don't know if y'all like this or not, but when I'm close to having the baby, I love to go on YouTube and watch what other mamas pack in their hospital bags. My husband thinks it's the craziest thing ever, but I love it. I don't know. I just love it. So I'm going to be doing one of my own closer to time. And I'm also an overpacker, y'all. I know people say the more kids they have, the less they pack. Not me. I think I get worse with each baby. I don't know why. I overpack. I'd rather have too much there than not have what I need at the hospital. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd rather have it all in the bag at my fingertips than think, oh man, I really needed that at home or something, you know? But my must-haves are chapstick, for sure chapstick, some cozy, fun socks, my own pillow. I take my own towel and washcloth. I don't know, there's something about my own pillow that kind of makes it feel like home to me. So I take my own pillow, and of course you'll need your own. I think all the other stuff is a given, like comfortable clothes and toiletries and things like that. So yeah, my must-haves I guess will be chapstick, fun cozy socks, my own pillow, towel and washcloth. And make sure you pack something for your spouse. Maybe like some snacks or something. I always try to pack him some snacks in there. Or at least to have a lot of like coins in my purse. That way if he wants to go to the vending machine down the hallway, he can. Things like that. Alright, so next question is, what's your biggest pregnancy craving? Funny enough, I'm not really having a lot of pregnancy cravings. This is what's going on this time during this pregnancy, y'all. Instead of having a pregnancy craving, if I watch a commercial or if I hear somebody talk about something, I automatically want that food. It's crazy. It's like, I gotta have it right now. And I don't know why. It's just this pregnancy. It's like if I watch a video and somebody's making a new recipe, I'm like, that looks so good to me right now and I want it. Like a couple weekends ago, Kylee showed me a picture of strawberry cake and I'm like, I gotta have strawberry cake right now. So we went to Ingles and got the little cakes, and we came home, made our own strawberry cakes, and it was so good. So that's my craving. So whatever I see, I want it. So yeah, like I think it was like a week ago, I was watching Tiffany over at Our Small Town Life. Sorry if I said that wrong. Our Small Town Life. And she was making Taco Bell's like crunch wraps on Instagram, and I'm like, oh my word, I want one of those. I didn't go get it. I still haven't tried one, but girl, you made me want one really bad. All right, Mama D and family says, what is your method of discipline? What do you do to get your girls to behave? For my older girls, it's take a phone away, take privileges away, things like that. Honestly, for us, what works more than anything, more than giving your child a spanking, putting them time out or anything, is taking things away. If you take something away that really means something to them, it kind of like clicks. You're like, oh man, I don't want that taken away. So that has worked for us. If we take something away that they enjoy doing, a lot of times we'll give our little kids some TV time at night. And you know, there was one night they were like really misbehaving, so Josh took the TV away for that night, and they cried and they were upset. But I think that is like helping them with lessons and learning, okay, if I do this, then I'm going to get this taken away. I better not do it. And my older girls, same way with their phones and things like that, because they enjoy talking to their friends on their phones and all of this stuff. So, all right. And so Mary says, are you going to have more kids? And I kind of answered that in the last few questions, and that is, I'm not sure yet. As of right now, we're expecting, but after this baby, I really honestly don't know and can't answer that. All right, so Bianca says, how did you start homeschooling? Okay, so when my oldest daughter was only 2 or 3, honestly, I started thinking about it then. I did not want her to go to public school. I actually cried about it, thinking about her going to public school. And I honestly started praying then and asking God to please allow me to be able to homeschool and to give me the knowledge and to help me and point me in the right direction. Thankfully, my aunt was homeschooling at that time, so I reached out to her and got lots of good information and all of that stuff. And then I went on the websites and looked at what our rules were for South Carolina. And I just kind of started from there. And then we just kind of went all in. When she started kindergarten, we just jumped right in, started homeschooling her. And thankfully, we started kindergarten. She's now in the 9th grade, and we have been homeschooling ever since then. And I don't regret a single minute of it. I'm very thankful. And she said that, okay, she says that her 3-year-old is ready to learn. What would you recommend that I start to incorporate for curriculum? I've never used like an actual curriculum for my 3-year-olds, but I do get them involved somehow. If I'm teaching a lesson and they're really interested, then I print out a sheet just like I would any of the other kids and let her color on that sheet, let her listen, things like that, puzzles. There's all kinds of workbooks out there on Amazon for like preschoolers and toddlers. You could get her one of those. You could get her a workbook, get her involved like that, let her start tracing. Tracing is an awesome thing for 3-year-olds. My 3-year-old loves to trace, cut, paste, glue, all of that fun stuff. So yeah, I don't think you're ever too early to start learning something. So I would just get her involved in all of the fun little toddler stuff. So that's what I've done. My 13-year-old, she showed interest really early in learning as well when she was 3. So I would just get her a workbook, and while I was teaching my kindergartner, I would let her be over there coloring, cutting, pasting, just learning away, and she would just listen in on what I was teaching Kylee at the time and just pick up on it. She said, did your girls have any input on the baby girl's name? We include our girls and ask them like what some of their favorite names, but Josh and I are always the one that ends up picking the name. But they're all happy. They're all happy with the name we chose. And honestly, if I left it up to my 3-year-old, her name would be Leafy Leafy. She said that she loves the name Leafy Leafy. She said, Mama, can we name this baby Leafy Leafy? So yeah, we let our girls have input, but I just think it's so cute that they come up with these names. Like, where do they come up with these names? It's so adorable. But Josh and I end up picking the name. And she said, would you consider doing what's for dinner videos? And I've actually thought about that. For some reason, dinner time is hard for me to film. There's just so much chaos in the house at dinner time. Everybody's hungry. People are coming in and out of the kitchen. But I've thought about doing some what's for dinner videos. Maybe I'll try that for a week or something to see how it goes. We'll see. I might can try that even if the chaos is going on in the kitchen. All right, Reagan said, how old are your kids? I just answered that a couple questions ago. And what grades are all of them in? So I have a 9th grader, a 7th grader, a 5th grader, a 2nd grader, and a kindergartner. And that is all my school-aged kids right now. All right, and then Opal says, how do you lose the baby weight? Do you diet? And I feel like I really struggle with losing baby weight after I have babies. Because I do try to breastfeed, so that takes even more calorie intake. But this is the first time that we have ever lived in a place where I can go walking. We kind of live in like this neighborhood. And before, we've always lived kind of like on a main, really busy road where you just can't go walk. So after I have this baby, I'm going to get out and I'm going to do walking. And I think that's going to help more than anything is a lot of water intake and getting out and walking. So I'm thankful I have a place to walk. And I'm just going to watch what I eat. It's not so much what I eat, but portion control. That's how I lost weight before, is I would eat whatever was for dinner, but I would do a smaller portion of it. And actually something that really works, y'all, I know it's going to sound crazy, but I heard this years ago. At dinner time, instead of getting yourself an adult plate and filling that plate up, get yourself a kid-sized plate, fill that plate up, and it's kind of like a mind game, I guess. Your plate's full, but it's a kid-sized plate. And you eat it, and you're full. You don't need more. And you just ate a child-sized plate instead of adult plate. So that's one way to do portion control. And I've done that plenty of times where I don't get an adult plate. I just get a kid's plate and fill it up. And I'm full. And it's crazy, I know, but it works. All right. Miss Elma says, what's your favorite food? What's one food you don't like? I would say my favorite food is definitely like Italian food. Like I could probably eat that every day. I know that's terrible on carbs, but I love like spaghetti and pastas and rolls and garlic bread and all of that good stuff. So I definitely love Italian food. And one food that I don't like is seafood. Oh my word, y'all. Like I cannot, Josh and all of the girls can sit down and eat shrimp. And I'm like, oh, I can't do it. I think it's like a texture thing. I can't get past it, y'all. I cannot eat seafood. Cannot do it. How do you get them to eat fruits and vegetables? I have to say, thankfully my girls love fruits and veggies except one. My 10-year-old, she doesn't like fruit and she does not like vegetables, so it's kind of hard and tricky to get her to eat. So I kind of have to make her eat veggies. Now she will do raw carrots dipped in ranch and things like that. So the things she does like, I make sure I have it so that she will eat it because she hates fruits and veggies. All right, and she also said, what's your favorite book of the Bible? I think my favorite book of the Bible would be Romans. I've always loved Romans. It's just so encouraging and it's so good and it's uplifting. I don't know. I just love Romans. So if you've never read through Romans, I encourage you to do that. I love Romans. And she also said, what's one thing you want to do before the good Lord calls you home? And honestly, I don't really have like a bucket list like some people do. That's actually kind of a hard one because there's a lot of things I want to do, but I don't know about the one thing. I, of course, just want to live a good life that honors the Lord. But if I'm talking about something that I just want to go out and do or try, something I've always wanted to do is go to Pennsylvania to the Amish country. I am so intrigued by that, and I would love to visit the Amish country in Pennsylvania. So I think that would be an awesome thing to do sometime in my life, whether it be now or 20 years from now. That would just be fun. I just want to go and I just want to visit. All right, so next question says, what denomination are y'all? So we are part of the Church of God of Prophecy. All right, so someone says, how do you and the hubs keep the spark alive? We just try to find time for each other. Once a month, we try to do a date night and we just talk and laugh and have fun together. We either go out to eat, we went and played putt-putt together, go get ice cream, go shopping. We've done several different things. So that's always a lot of fun. We can just spend one-on-one time together. And in the evenings when we put the girls to bed, we like to just have conversation, uninterrupted conversation, and just enjoy each other's company. All right, so last question is from Christina, and she says, how do you divide up your time among your kids? This mom is on the struggle bus. I can understand that. But for me right now, we go through seasons where we don't do a whole lot, like get out and do a whole lot. So right now I am trying to take one kid out every week and do something special with them, whatever interests them. If they want to go to a certain store, we'll go there. I've offered to get nails done, things like that. So tonight is actually a night that I'm taking one of my girls out. It's her turn. She's super excited. And we just take that time just to laugh and enjoy each other and have fun and talk and just hang out together. So that's one way that I've been doing that, is just taking one child out at a time. At home, you know, the little kids love to sometimes just crawl up in my lap, and that special time I can either read a book to them, just talk to them, laugh with them. My older girls, they stay up later than my little ones, so that's time that I can just laugh and talk with them and just spend time with them. So there's just little ways through the day that I try to fit in that time and just kind of ask them about them and what's going on with them and things like that. So yeah, just little ways through the day, and also trying to get out once a week, or even if it's once a month, with one kid at a time. But anyway, I think that's going to be it for today's video. I thank y'all so much for asking me all the awesome questions. I love to get to know all of you better. I love to answer your questions. Like I said, if you're new, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button down below. Give this video a thumbs up, and I will talk to you in the comments. Bye.